Chanchal again, ma'am.
Hello. Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening to all participants.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Good evening, ma'am.
ma'am,
Yes,
can we
good
start now?
evening. Yes. No issues. I can
Most
start.
welcome.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you, sir. Yeah. So, good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Uh,
ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
yes. Good evening, Girija ma'am. Good evening, Abdur sir. So, today is the last day of this 5 days FDP, and I'm going to cover today the case study part. So, today my role was very less. Means my role will be like only I'll share the screen and I'll show you the case. You people need to read the case. These are the very small cases. You need to read the case, and then after understanding that situation which is giving there, you need to let me know this thing that which particular test we can apply there. So is it fine, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So just give me a second. I'm going to share my screen and then I'll start and then we'll discuss this thing. I have shared my screen. Is it visible or not?
It's visible, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. So here what you need to do, everyone, please read. There is a very small situation given. You need to read this particular situation and then after reading that, try to understand the thing and then let me know what we can do to help this particular person which is going through this particular situation. Okay. So please read the first situation. So I hope everyone has read it.
Yes, ma'am. Chi-square test.
Chi-square
Okay.
test.
Girija ma'am, Ranjit sir, these two people are saying chi-square test. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Ma'am, chi-square test.
Chi-square test. Okay. I think many of you are saying chi-square test. Few people are posting in chat also that this is the chi-square test condition. Okay. So can anyone tell me? I think Girija ma'am has given the answer at the first one. The Girija ma'am was the first one. Girija ma'am, can you explain why you said we can apply here the chi-square test? And there
Because,
are, ma'am, just a minute. There are two chi-square tests. You need to tell us which chi-square we need to perform here.
ma'am, actually here it is a categorical variable
Yes.
and we are trying to find the association.
Yes.
For that reason, and it is a non-parametric test.
Oh, which one?
This particular variable, the
G.
variable is,
G.
it is based on non-parametric test. That is
Okay.
one reason. So
Okay.
it is a chi-square.
Yes.
Chi-square, the second one, what we have discussed, we need to apply.
Okay. So
Test
very
of
good. Yes. Test of
attributes, I think. One is test of goodness of faith.
G. And second one
Second
is
one,
test of association.
right.
Independence of attributes or test
Test
of
of
association.
independence, right.
Yes, one and the
Okay.
same thing. Very good. Very correct, ma'am. So ma'am was very
Thank
correct. Yeah. So ma'am said that first thing we need to find here the association. Generally, whenever we need to find association, we need to have two attributes, right? We need to have two categorical variables. So here we can see we are having three categorical variables. First one is the class level and the second one is the movie genre, right? And in both that these two variables, in all the variables, although it is, you can see in the first there are four categories and in the next you can find these there are three categories. So that way we will make the contingency table and then we can count whatever the frequency is given there in the data set if it is given to us, and that way we can apply here the chi-square chi-square test of association. And in that case, can anyone tell me what can be the hypothesis here?
Can I say, ma'am?
Yes, definitely, ma'am.
There is significant association between the class level and the movie genre, favorite movie genre.
There
There
is
is no significant difference. There is no significant difference.
Okay. Okay. Girija ma'am, I think you have given the answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So Girija ma'am, I think rather than saying difference, as you said, we need to find association. So we can say here there is no association between
Association.
class level and the movie genre. Or other way
Sure.
around, we can say that movie genre is independent of class level.
Yes.
Right?
Ma'am.
Right.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. I hope the first situation is too clear. Is clear to everyone. Any doubt so far?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Very good. So coming to the next situation now. Yeah, I hope it is visible. Visible to all?
It's visible, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Done?
N-O-1.
Sorry.
N-O-Y.
Abdur sir, I think I am unable to clearly listen you. Will you please repeat again?
Paid test, it should be paid test before and after experiment, ma'am.
Kamlesh ma'am is saying pair T test. Okay.
Yes,
Abdur
yes.
sir, yeah. Abdur sir, what you said?
Statement of N-O-1.
Abdur sir said ANOVA. Sir, ANOVA. Which ANOVA? Abdur sir? Sorry?
We can do help you. Application.
Oh no, I'm not getting you. Which ANOVA sir? One way, two way? Dhananjay sir has written, I think, two way.
Two it.
Okay, Abdul sir is also saying two way. So there are two votes for two way ANOVA. Kamlesh ma'am is saying that it should be a paired sample T test. Anyone else? Anyone? Kirthi ma'am is writing paired sample T test. Okay. Any other guesses?
Independent sample T test.
Vanna ma'am is saying independent sample status. That means there are now three opinions. One is independent sample status, second is paired sample status, and the third one is the two-way ANOVA. Okay. Any other opinion?
Ma'am, paid T test.
Okay. Paired T-test. Who said?
Girija, ma'am. I'm Dr.
Girija ma'am. Girija ma'am is saying paired sample. Okay. So one by one, I'm asking. Will you I don't know who said the independent sample status. Vandam ma'am, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So Vandam, can you tell me why? What is the reason behind that? Why you have said this thing that we will apply here the independent sample status?
And here the sample size is 11, and
Okay.
it is divided into two groups. One is with fuel treatment, and another is without the fuel treatment. And
Okay.
both the groups are independent of each other. That is the reason I chose independent sample T test.
Okay. 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 Now Abdur sir and I think Dhananjay sir. Can you tell me why you people are saying two-way ANOVA?
Yeah, basically, hello, am I audible?
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir.
Basically, because same 11 cars they tried without fuel treatment, and after fuel treatment, same 11 cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now coming to Girija ma'am and Kamlesh ma'am. Ma'am, why paired T test?
The statement mentioned
Let Kamala talk.
I think one by one. Yes, Kamlesh ma'am, you said first. I think you have firstly said the paired sample status.
Ma'am, here they said they conducted an experiment with and without. So during when we were discussing paired t-test, we were having that talk like exactly when we have to use this.
Okay. Okay. Now, Girija ma'am.
Ma'am, I was thinking it is paired t-test because first of all, sample size is same. They take the same 11 number of cars. So first with fuel treatment, they have checked, and later on without fuel treatment, they have checked, and later on they have checked with fuel treatment. So that's the reason I thought it might be a paid t-test.
Very good. So after listening to all of the respected faculty members or research scholars, I think my opinion is here that we can here apply the paired sample status, because as Girja ma'am just explained that in both, because there is a important condition. First thing, we are talking about the cars, right? And the same cars we are using 2 times. So that means the same sample, for same sample we are collecting data 2 times. That is the first thing. Then if we are having 11 cars, so firstly, for the first 11 cars with fuel, we are calculating or measuring the MPG, and then with the same 11 cars, we are measuring the MPG with the fuel treatment. So that way, with and without condition is there. So the same sample, for the same sample, we are collecting data 2 times. And again, the sample size for both the conduct is same. So that way, we want to see whether is the fuel treatment which we are giving, which is making some difference in the MPG or not. So that way, as per my knowledge also, we should apply here the paired sample status. Is it fine, or any discussion on this?
Ma'am, if suppose we take 2 groups, 11 out of 11 cars, 5 group is in one, 5 cars in one group, that is with fuel treatment, and another 6 car is in another group without fuel treatment. In such cases, whether we'll be going with the independent sample t-test or paired sample t-test.
In that case, ma'am, suppose, say for example, suppose, just a minute. Right, suppose I have written here with fuel and without fuel, right? Here I am writing the MPG values, right? In both the conditions, when I am fueling the car and then I am noting down the MPG. Similarly, without fueling the cars, I am noting down the MPG. That way, as you said in the first group, in first group we are having suppose 5 cars, I think you said, or 6 cars you said. Yes. And in the second group you are having suppose 5 cars, right? So in that case, again, what you want to compare, that is important. What you want to see here, for the, as I said, for the paired sample t-test, it is mandatory. You need to have the same number of observation in both the conducts. That is the one case. But here you said, if we are having 5 cars here and 6 cars here, in that case sample size will not match. So in that case, we cannot perform paired sample t-test. That is the first condition. Then after that, if you want to see the significant difference in the MPG with and without giving or fueling the car, in that case you can apply the independent sample t-test, right? So there is a difference of the approach and the way you are representing your data, and what is the purpose behind of what is the purpose of that means what is the purpose, why, what you want to extract from that particular thing. So that way, in that case, you can go for the independent sample t-test. Fine?
Yes, ma'am.
But here for this condition, generally the appropriate one is the paired sample t-test.
Ma'am, when it comes to independent sample t-test, one will be like independent and one will be dependent variable.
Yes.
So here, well, will it be applicable there?
Yes, definitely. MPG would be your dependent variable and fuel condition would be your independent variable.
And you said with 2 levels, the independent
fuel status of fuel level means With fuel and without fuel, there are two categories in that.
The fuel
These
will
are,
be
yes,
and
fuel status. You can give a proper name, fuel status or fuel level, something like that. So that way you can say these number of cars, these are categorized into the with fuel category, and these number of cars are categorized into the without fuel category. So that way you will having the two categories in the fuel level. So in that case, you can perform that particular test, right?
two categories should be there for fuel, right there, na?
Yes, yes, obviously.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. So I hope it is clear to all. Any other discussion on this, or may I move?
We can move, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Coming to the third situation, please read it and then tell us what we can do with this. I hope reading is done. Please use now, do the brainstorming and discuss what we can do here.
It is t-test, ma'am.
Okay. Girija ma'am, I think Girija ma'am, right?
Yes, ma'am. T-test for 2 samples.
Okay. Girija ma'am is saying here we can apply t-test. Okay. Anyone else?
Two-way ANOVA without replication.
Ranjit sir, two-way ANOVA without replication. Okay.
Two-way ANOVA without replication.
Okay. Vandana ma'am, Ranjit sir, both are saying the same thing. Two-way ANOVA without replication, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Anyone else? Any other opinion? I think, come on, we are having almost more than 60 participants. Please, everyone, try to discuss the things. I think these things can help you out to understand what type of things or what type of statistical test you can apply. Yes, any other opinion? Okay, Dhananjay sir is saying ANOVA.
Ma'am, here weight is dependent variable, na?
Kamlesh ma'am, I will not reveal anything. You need to say this thing, and afterward, at the end, I'll let you. I'll give my thought on that particular thing. Kirti ma'am is saying two-way ANOVA with repetition. Okay. Then Dhananjay sir is saying WT is DV. Okay. Then Sheetal ma'am is saying two-way ANOVA. Please, everyone, it is a humble request. Specify if you are writing ANOVA. Firstly, you need to write which ANOVA. Then again, if you are writing one-way, two-way, in two-way, please specify whether the replication part we will means with replication or without replication. So that way, it is quite clear to us which particular thing we need to opt here. So, okay, I think so many of you have given your opinion, but please try to interact, try to unmute yourself and interact with me. So that would be much easier for me to understand your opinion. Yes? Anyone? Sheetal ma'am is writing independent variable temperature and sugar type, and the dependent variable is weight. Okay? Okay. Anyone else?
Ma'am, I take back. It is chi-square test.
Okay. Girija ma'am is saying it can be a chi-square test. Okay. The new opinion. Anyone else? Okay, I think so. I think there is no more discussion from your end. I think shall I speak on now?
Give us 2 minutes, ma'am. We'll
Yes,
just-
yes, definitely, ma'am. Take your time. Definitely think, and then we'll discuss. Meanwhile, those who have given their answers like two-way ANOVA, or chi-square, or maybe what we got. I think one of you have said t-test also. So please be ready with your answers so that we can discuss and I can understand what is running in your mind why you said this thing, so that way we will understand the things. Okay, I think shall we start now?
Ma'am, this is two-way ANOVA, but exactly with replication, without little.
Okay. Okay. So now I think Girija ma'am, will you please tell us why you said this thing that we should opt for here the chi-square test?
Ma'am, what I was thinking is like if oven temperature was given, it should have become a numerical variable. But here they are giving just high and low. So it is a categorical variable only. And again, at the same time, different sugars are given white and brown. Again, it can be counted or frequency can be found. It is also a categorical variable. So that is the reason I thought, and because it is two variables, that is the reason I thought it can be a chi-square test of association.
Okay. 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 Good. I think I have heard your opinion. Anyone else? Abdur sir or Vandana ma'am, can you tell me your opinion?
Madam, actually, what I think, open temperature is high and low. It's
Yes.
not numerical, it's categorical. And other than that, the sugar is white or brown. So it's also categorical variable. And then weight of the cookies. Weight of the cookies, oh, it's depend on the temperature and sugar. So the
Yes.
changing of sugar and temperature. So I think we can without
We
this
can go two-way ANOVA, right?
ANOVA.
Okay.
Two
Okay.
ANOVA.
Okay, good. Vandana ma'am, can you tell me your opinion?
When there is effect of low temperature on white sugar, low and high temperature on white sugar, and effect of low and high temperature on brown sugar. So here, as per my understanding, there is one observation for each combination of the factors. That's the reason I chose the same.
So I think Vandana ma'am, you said which test?
Without replication and
Without replication. Okay, fine, good. Anyone else? Ranjit sir or Kamlesh ma'am,
Yes,
anyone
ma'am.
else?
Ma'am, since here we have two independent variable
Yes,
that are temperature and sugar, and only one dependent variable that would be
yes.
weight, and we are only measuring the data once. So that's why it should be two-way ANOVA without replication.
Okay,
That's what I understood.
okay. Kamlesh ma'am, can you throw some light on this?
Ma'am, that only yesterday also I had doubt regarding this replication without replication. So that way it is without replication only, I think.
Okay,
No, with replication it is.
okay. Means it should. Firstly, it should be a two-way ANOVA, right?
Yeah, two ANOVA.
Yeah, very good. So those who said this should be a situation of two-way ANOVA, they all are correct. Now we will see here. Yes. Suppose I have written here. Suppose I have taken the temperature as low and high. Then I have taken the type of sugar as white sugar and the brown sugar. Now, when we are keeping the temperature of oven low and we are using the white sugar in the dough, which we are using to make the cookies, in these two conditions, what is the weight of the cookies that we can note it down here. Similarly, when we are using the white sugar and the temperature we are keeping as high of the oven, so we can measure the weight of cookies here. Similarly, the brown sugar and the low temperature combination is giving us suppose some other weight, and the brown sugar and the high temperature is giving us the some other temperature. So now in from the question, I think it is not quite clear whether the particular baker is collecting or making so many various means at a different, say for example, if it is written that the particular baker is collecting in combination of these two or in combination of these various categories, he is collecting the measurement more than one times. Maybe in the morning hours he is using the low temperature of the oven and using the white sugar. Suppose he has collected the data or the weight of the cookies that time. Then maybe in the afternoon, suppose again keeping these two situations, and maybe he has collected the weight. Then in the evening hours, again suppose he has done the same combination, he has used the same combination in that way. So if this is the situation, in that case we will go for the with replication case, but otherwise we can go with the without replication case.
This is without, ma'am.
Sorry,
This is without replication, right?
this is without replication.
And when we go repeatedly, then it will be with replication.
With replication.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So is it fine? Is it clear to everyone? Shall I
Yes, ma'am.
proceed with the next situation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Now you can read the next situation here.
Ma'am, this is two-way ANOVA without replication, ma'am.
Okay,
Again.
ANOVA without replication as per Kamlesh ma'am, right?
There are two independent variables and one is dependent variable. Plant growth.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Mom, it will be two-way ANOVA with replication. Here, the sunlight exposure will be categorized as the medium, high, low, and the frequency would be daily and weekly. So there may be a repetitive entry for the watering frequency as daily, and similarly, the replication will be for watering frequency for weekly. So this will be with replication.
With replication.
Yes, ma'am. Two-way ANOVA with replication, ma'am.
Okay, so 3 votes for two-way ANOVA with replication. Any other opinion? Yes. Something else anyone wants to add on here?
No, ma'am, it's two-way ANOVA only.
Okay, so very good.
Yeah,
It's a
okay.
correct. Okay, yes, it's very correct observation that here we will perform the two-way ANOVA. So Nisha ma'am has explained us rightly. I think Nisha ma'am said, right? So very good, Nisha ma'am. You have correctly explained us that in this particular situation, we will go for the two-way ANOVA as we are having two independent variables, that is two categorical variables, the sunlight exposure and the frequency, watering frequency. and the plant growth will become your dependent variable. So that means again sunlight exposure, although levels are not mentioned here, but we can assume the levels like it can be the low sunlight, medium sunlight, and high sunlight. Similarly, the watering frequency, maybe if we talk about daily, so once we are watering the plant, twice we are watering the plant, or maybe daily we are watering the plants, or maybe weekly or fortnightly we are watering the plant. So that way this will become the various levels of the watering frequency. And in the combination of these two, we will have the plant growth. So that way, using that, it is clearly written that botanist is using 40 seeds, means the particular lady is using 40 sheets, and she is now looking at the plant growth using these two different conditions. So that way, if in the combination of these two, he is replicating these conditions and again collecting the data again and again. So that way we can go for the two-way ANOVA with replication. So I hope it is clear to all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So can anyone tell me, if we are going with the two-way ANOVA with replication, so what should be our hypothesis here?
There is no significant effect of sunlight over plant growth. As water also, we can take the same.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Madam, one doubt.
Yes, sir.
This two independent variable also has got influence on the plant growth combined.
Yes.
So how you are treating that? Hello.
Sorry. By mistakenly, I was mute. Sorry. Yes, sir. Will you please repeat it again?
Yeah, as far as plant growth is concerned, the two independent variables, watering frequency and the sun exposure, they are affecting conjointly. So plant growth will not be there in absence of one independent variable. So they are impacting one another also. So how to watertight compartmentation as far as the impact on the dependent variable is concerned.
Okay. So, sir, when we talk about two-way ANOVA with replication, right? So, in that case, firstly, we need to know this thing that in case of two-way ANOVA with replication, we always needs to make three hypotheses. Firstly, we will see the impact of first independent variable on the dependent variable. Then we'll see the impact of second independent variable on dependent variable. And then we will see that when we are joining, we are making both we are using both the independent variables together. So how it is impacting our dependent variable. So I think Kamlesh ma'am has given the answer that we can apply here the two-way ANOVA with replication, and she also said us about the hypothesis. But in that case, this is what I was asking to everyone, only because she has said we can make the two hypotheses. So that was my question, because we need to make the third hypothesis also in case of two-way ANOVA with replication. Fine, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. So I hope it is clear to all, right?
Yes,
So shall I proceed with the next situation?
yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah. I hope the fifth situation is quite visible to all of you.
You prepare the table here exactly. Table.
I'm not getting, ma'am. Will you please repeat?
Yesterday also we prepared the table variable 1, variable 2, and we were writing C1, C2, C3, C4. So here, how will be the table? Can you give me just one example here?
Same, ma'am. The way here we have made, same way you can prepare here also. The way we have done here.
Plant growth will be dependent variable.
Yes. So here, suppose again sunlight is low. Maybe suppose this time you are taking the three categories of the sunlight exposure. So that way you can add on one more column here. Just a minute. right, like this. Similarly, the watering frequency, suppose ma'am said daily, weekly, or suppose fortnight. Got it?
Yeah.
So that way you can prepare. Then here you can write the growth of the plant. Likewise. Now we need to see this thing that botanist is measuring in the combination of these categories. She is measuring the
This
growth of the plant.
of water as well as sunlight, na? Daily.
Yes.
Okay.
Kamlesh ma'am, not clear to me.
Ma'am, daily, weekly, fortnight is water concept.
These are the watering frequency. Daily we are watering the plant, or
Yes.
maybe you can write twice or once also. Means suppose depending, although nothing is written here. So maybe once in a day I am watering the plants, or twice in a day I am watering the plants. Likewise, that can also be the thing, depending how she is conducting that experiment.
Okay. Okay. Daily, when it is low, what will be the growth?
Growth.
Medium, what will be the growth? That way, it will be a combination of both.
Yes.
Right? Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. So I think, shall I proceed with the next situation?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is expected and observed, I think, chi-square.
Okay. 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 Anyone else?
Ma'am, it's two-way Nova.
Okay. Girija ma'am is saying two-way Nova. Kamlesh ma'am is saying chi-square. Okay. Any Vanda ma'am is saying two-way Nova. Okay. Then Dhananjay sir is saying two-way Nova. Okay.
Ma'am, it's two-way ANOVA.
Nishta ma'am is also saying two-way Nova. Okay. Any other opinion? I think the similar people are speaking and interacting with me. Please, everyone, try to involve yourself in this discussion. Ramchandra sir has given two-way ANOVA. Okay. Anyone else? Abdur sir is saying two-way ANOVA. Okay. Ranjit sir, what is your opinion? Yes,
One way
Kirti.
ANOVA, because there are 3 different methods and the sales of 4 different salesmen for each of the program are taken.
Okay. Kirti ma'am is saying one-way ANOVA. Okay. Dhananjay sir is saying if we want to measure effectiveness of training A, B, C, in that case, we need to opt for independent samples t-test. Okay. Ranjit sir, your opinion?
Ma'am, it looks like a two-way ANOVA without replication.
Two-way
But,
ANOVA without replication.
but I'm not
Okay.
sure. I'm still thinking, ma'am.
Okay. Take your time, no issues. Anyone else? Okay. Girija ma'am, please tell why you are saying it's two-way ANOVA. I think you also said, na, two-way ANOVA?
Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am, the thing here is methods of training is there, and 4 salesmen were sent. Here independent variable is methods. The sales, what happens is dependent on how the training was provided. But now I'm doubting whether it is one way or two way, because salesman cannot be a variable. So in that way, if we see methods can be independent variable, and what the sales they get can be dependent variable, and it may become one way ANOVA in that case.
I think, in my opinion, also it's one-way ANOVA.
One way, yes, ma'am. Because and there are different groups, more than 2 groups. One way ANOVA will be suffice for that, I think.
Yes. So here we can write it like, suppose. So,
Ma'am, can't we have this salesman number 1? For this, we are applying any of the method A, B, and C, and we are getting performance of it. So in that case, the salesman will be the variable 1, method A, B, C could be variable 2, and the dependent variable will be the performance. In that way, it could be two-way ANOVA.
No, I think, ma'am, I means whatever means what I can interpret from the situation. You can see, suppose we are having these 3 methods, right? Then we are taking 4 salesmen who have taken the training of A type. Then 4 salesmen who have taken the training of type B. 4 salesmen those who have taken the training of type C, right? So that way we are only measuring their performance. So suppose performance we are measuring on a scale of suppose 10 or something. Suppose we have written 7. Then for the second salesman, suppose it's 7.5. Likewise. And then for the next salesman, suppose it is 8. And then suppose it is 7.2. Likewise. And then for the same method B also we can do the same thing, and for method C also we can do the same thing. Means the salesmen, those who have taken the type B training, whatever their performance, that we can record it in this particular form. So that way here we are with the help of that we can see that using the one-way ANOVA, what is the difference in the performance of the salesman, or which particular method is the effective method, that we can do. Is it clear?
Here, the information about we are talking about which salesman's performance is not recorded, no? In that case, we can have one more column at the left hand side, that the salesman 1 is having with the method A, he is having a performance of 7. Salesman number 2 with method A is having a performance of 7.5. Can we have the two-way ANOVA in that case?
No, because ma'am, in that case we are not taking the same 4 salesmen for all the 3 methods. No, these 4 people are different. These 4 people are different. These 4 people are different. In that case, it is not possible. Suppose you are right. You are saying, suppose just a minute. As per your saying, I am adding the one more column at the left hand side, right? And suppose here I am writing just a minute, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, right? So these are the 4 people. So these 4 salesmen have undergone for only first training. They were not the part of the second training. So that way you cannot make your table like this, no? Getting my point, ma'am?
Ma'am, can I?
Yes.
Ma'am, why can't we, like, just a doubt? It was like training happened. So observed with expected can't be compared, like when usually chi-square, we go for observed and expected, right? We
Right.
can't use that concept here.
Ma'am, in that case, when we talk about that particular thing, in that case, we should have the frequency, and here we are measuring the performance of the salesman. So that would be the numeric variable we are having. So it is not at all possible that we will go for the chi-square test.
Okay, because frequencies are not provided to us.
Yes.
That's the reason we are not using chi-square.
Yes.
If frequencies were given,
In that case, you can think of, you can apply that obviously the chi-square test.
okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I think I don't know who was interacting with me. Were talking about that I need to enter one more column. I was on the different screen. Can anyone tell me who was interacting with me at that time?
Ma'am, I was there. Now I got
Yeah.
the point. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. That's great. So I hope this particular thing is clear to all. We will apply here the one-way ANOVA. Shall I proceed with the next case?
One doubt, madam.
Yes, sir.
After the training, if the performance of the salesperson is taken as an independent variable, then the effectiveness of training A or B or C can be measured as a dependent variable with the help of performance as independent variable. Am I correct? With the help of independent t-test.
T-test is not possible, sir. T-test cannot compare three groups. That is the problem, na? Yesterday
Okay.
we have already
Yes,
discussed.
yes.
T-test can compare two groups.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. So shall I proceed with the next situation?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. I hope the situation is visible to all, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Anyone?
Correlation.
One is saying correlation. Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, it's illness comparing with cleanliness. So we are correlating both the elements here. So it's correlation only, I think.
Okay. 2 votes for correlation. Any other opinion?
Correlation, madam.
Dhananjay sir is saying correlation. Abdul sir is also saying correlation. Sheetal ma'am is also saying correlation. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. All are saying correlation, right? Okay. So can any one of you discuss your opinion with me that why you people are saying? I think yes. Anyone?
It's two variables are there, ma'am. Illness, like illness caused, like illness and cleanliness. Two
Okay.
variables, like they are correlated some way or the other. If there is a correlation between both of them, so that way.
Okay. Any other opinion? Apart from Kamlesh ma'am, opinion for correlation, any other opinion for correlation? Yes. Okay.
Ma'am, we are looking whether the cleanliness is having any effect on the illness due to viral infection. And so here we are directly correlating both the variables. And as the cleanliness is improving in the restaurant, the probability of illness is reducing. So we are correlating the two. That's why correlation test is appropriate.
Okay. So I think everyone is saying that we should opt for correlation, right? No
Yes.
opinion? Okay. So I think I'm not.
It's not correlation.
Yes.
Maybe chi-square.
Chi-square. Okay. Why, ma'am? Why it should be a chi-square test?
Ma'am, like illness, it can only be counted.
Okay.
Even cleanliness, maybe cleanliness is good, bad, very good. Categorical variable.
Okay. Okay,
For
fine.
correlation, we need to have continuous variables, no, ma'am. We need to have numerical value. For these factors, I don't think we can have numerical values for illness, cleanliness, until and unless we rate on a scale or something like that. It is not directly numerical value, continuous value.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Depending upon how the evaluation is done, whether it's a rating or ranking or some qualitative type of evaluation, and the spy inspectors are checking with 3 restaurants. So we can have average per restaurant by those 5 inspectors. And that also can define, and there is association between the cleanliness or hygiene and the disease. So accordingly, we can find it out with the mean value of those 3 restaurants.
Okay. Okay, fine, sir. Thank you, everyone. So I think most of you are saying correlation, but I'm not agreeing on this. I think we should not go for correlation here. The reason being, you can first read carefully that it is written the illness caused by a virus in a city concerning some restaurant inspectors is not consistent with their evaluation of cleanliness of the restaurants. Means somewhere illness is related with the cleanliness factor of the restaurant. So to inspect the cleanliness of the restaurants, what has happened that there are certain inspectors, those who have inspected the cleanliness of the restaurants, of the mainly 3 restaurants. So say for example, we are having these 5 inspectors A, B, C, D, and E. They are inspecting the cleanliness of these restaurant 1, 2, and 3. And you can read it at the last line. I think somewhere it was written rating or something. Great. Yes. That inspector, you can read here, it is written, in order to investigate this possibility, the director has 5 restaurant inspectors to grade the cleanliness of the 3 restaurants. That means they are grading the cleanliness. So generally grading would be it is 5 point something or 10 point something. So on a particular scale, they are giving the grading to the restaurants, or it means they are giving grading to the cleanliness of the restaurant. So that way, that particular figure, we can note it down here. Whatever grading they are giving to the particular restaurants, that we can note it down here on the basis of the cleanliness. Got it?
Oh, two-way Nova then.
Then in that case, if we want to only see, if we only want to compare the cleanliness grading according to this inspector, in that case, you can go for one-way ANOVA also. Or if you want to compare the cleanliness rating on the basis of these various restaurants, in that case, we will go for the two-way ANOVA also. So in that case, generally, two-way ANOVA is also appropriate to perform here. Is it fine? Is it clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next situation is?
Ma'am, like
Haji.
in this situation, we would have went for correlation here.
I'm not getting you. Please repeat, ma'am.
which like based on what questions we would have taken this as a correlation element, like cleanliness and illness, like question.
When it is clearly written that we are having the cleanliness rating also and we are having the illness values also. So in that case, when you are having these two things, maybe in illness rate or the cleanliness grading or something or rating something. So that way, in that case, you can perform the correlation. When you are having the two continuous variable, two numeric variable, in that case, you can go for that also. But according to the inspection of the cleanliness of the restaurants, the gradings are provided by the inspector. So here the appropriate condition is you can either go for one way or you can go for two-way ANOVA.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So coming to the next situation, yes. Yes. Any I think people are writing in chat, maybe I have not seen. Regression, two-way ANOVA with replication. Okay. Okay. Yes, any discussion on this?
Ma'am, it's ANOVA only because 3 techniques are there.
Yeah, it
One
can
way
be
ANOVA without application.
one-way ANOVA without replication. Okay.
I was also thinking it might be one-way ANOVA.
Okay. Two responses for one-way ANOVA. Any other thing?
It's one way ANOVA, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. ANOVA because more than two categories are here with one dependent variable.
Yes, very good. Very correct. It should be a case of one-way ANOVA. Very good. So I think I do not need to explain this, right? May I move to the next case now, right? May I?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now the 8th situation you can find here.
Ma'am, one-way ANOVA.
Okay.
One way ANOVA with application.
Okay. Okay. Any other opinion? Two people said one-way ANOVA. Any other opinion?
T-test.
Okay, Vandana ma'am is saying T-test. Okay. Any other response? Yes.
No.
Abdul sir, what you said?
One way.
No.
One way ANOVA. Dhananjay sir has written T-test. Kamlesh ma'am, what you were saying?
I'll just check it one.
Okay, fine. Okay. I'm waiting. Any response? Yes. Okay. Anyone?
Ma'am, it can't be one way.
It can't be one way. Okay. Why, ma'am?
Frankly, exactly, I did not understand what is the question. Whether the mean number of errors, like errors made by all the students were same or not. That is your question, na, ma'am?
I think you can read the question. It is written. Three composition instructors recorded the number of spelling errors which their students of three classes made on a research paper, right? So that means three instructors, those who are teaching in three various classes. So the student of those classes have made certain mistakes in the spellings in the research paper. So that way they recorded that thing. So now we need to test whether the mean number of errors was same across three classes of the students or not.
Ma'am, one way ANOVA. It looks like one way ANOVA.
Okay.
Two-way, ma'am.
Because there are more
With
than
replication
two
also.
groups.
One way with replication also.
Two-way.
One way. Yes, Kamlesh ma'am.
I think it's two-way with replications, I think.
Okay. Ranjit sir is saying one way. Shweta ma'am one way. Kamlesh ma'am two way. Any other answer? I think anyone said T-test also.
Hypothesis be there is no significant difference among the mean number of errors in the three classes of students.
Yes,
Would it be
it is very correct. It is very correct. So in that case, which case we'll opt here, ma'am?
And it will be one test. Nova only. Three
It's
categories.
one way ANOVA. Very correct.
More than
Yes, very correct. So it would be a one way ANOVA case. Clear to all?
ma'am, let me ask you what will be the dependent variable here?
Here the errors, number of errors would be dependent for the three classes. Because you can read here at the last line, it is written whether the mean number of errors. So mean is coming before number of errors. That means number of errors is taken as a dependent variable. We want to see whether the number of errors across the three classes is same or not. Is there any change or is there any difference?
Dependent, ma'am. What
Sorry?
way in what way they are dependent, like on the like based on students? That only, na? The quality of students and the number of errors. That way you are telling, ma'am.
No, three classes, class 1, class 2, class 3. Each instructor is teaching in the class, right? We are not
Yeah.
knowing what method they're adopting. So that way, whatever he or she guided to the student, they made a paper. Maybe there are certain mistakes in the spellings. So spelling errors are coming. So now instructors are checking what are the number of spelling errors coming in their classes. So that way, they are recording those errors.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. So is it fine? Is it clear? So I think may I move ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next, situation number 9.
Independent t-test.
Independent t-test. Okay, Vanda ma'am said independent samples t-test. Anyone else?
Independent sample t-test.
Okay,
Yes,
Shweta ma'am
ma'am.
is also saying same thing. Okay.
It is
Girija,
it is t-test only, ma'am.
oh, it is t-test. Okay. Nisha ma'am, Kirti ma'am, Kamlesh sir, Kamlesh ma'am, Ranjit sir, Dhananjay sir,
Ma'am,
Ramchandra sir,
independent t-test.
independent t-test. Okay.
Independent sample t-test, ma'am.
Monica ma'am is saying independent sample t-test. Ranjit sir, your opinion?
Uh, independent sample t-test, ma'am.
Okay. Dhananjay sir is
Because
also saying,
there are only two
please
groups.
express.
There
There
are
are
only
only
two
two
groups.
groups.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Dhananjay sir is also saying the same thing. Okay. Very correct. Here it is the t-test only. We will apply here the t-test because it is quite clearly written that there are the English scores of the two different universities. So suppose University A and University B, that way we are collecting the score and that way we want to compare whether there is any difference in the English scores according to universities or not. So it is quite clear we'll go for the independent samples t-test. Now the last problem I'm taking, last case I'm taking for the day. You can read it.
Ma'am, for
Haan ji.
t-test, the maximum is 30, right? Sample size.
Usually, Kamlesh ma'am, in theoretical books, generally it is written that t-test, z-test, this is the difference. Sample size is small, we need to opt for t-test. Small sample size is greater than 30, we'll go for the z-test. But there are now there are various development in these statistics. There is a theorem called the central limit theorem. So as per this, if we are increasing the sample size, so that way our data is tending towards to the normality. And generally, the major difference between the z-test and t-test is whether the population standard deviation is known or not. So when the population standard deviation is not known, in that case, we need to opt for the t-test. And when you are knowing the population standard deviation, you should opt for the z-test. So I think many a time it happens we are not knowing the population, even we are not knowing properly the population itself. So that way, how we will know the standard deviation of the population. So generally, suggestive is we need to opt for t-test. And if you have applied the t-test using the SPSS, you will understand this thing. There is nothing there is no test like the z-test in that particular
Yeah,
software.
SPSS doesn't support it, right?
Yes,
So here,
because the concept is that.
okay. So here number is not the criteria now. We can go for t-test.
Yes, because generally basic requirement for parametric test is the population, the sample should be normally distributed. The variable which you are considering, it should be normally distributed. And when we are increasing, because there is a relationship between these, so when we are increasing the sample size, so generally the data is tending towards to the normality.
Okay, right. So there is nothing like it should be less than 30 now.
Yes, means nowadays that is why in many softwares generally people, even in various research people also you will find that people are reporting t-test and not reporting the z-test.
Okay, ma'am. Right. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So now you can read the last situation for the day.
T-test, ma'am, independent t-test.
Ma'am, again independent t-test.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, t-test.
Yes, ma'am. Independent t-test. Okay, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Very correct. In last both the situations here which I have shown you, these both are from the independent sample t-test category. So very correct, everyone. So I think this is all from my side in this particular FDP. Before ending the session and handing over to the RFI members, I want to only extend my sincere gratitude to all the dear participants, dear research scholars, faculty members for joining this FDP and showing their interest to learn analysis using Excel. So thank you so much. And thank you so much for interacting also with me throughout all 5 days and asking questions to me. Thank you so much for that also. At the end, I want to extend my sincere gratitude towards the RFI Ajay sir, especially for giving me this particular platform to share my knowledge with all of you. So thank you everyone for your patience listening. Happy learning to all. And
Thank
all
you,
the very
ma'am.
best for your
So much.
research.
So much, ma'am.
Thanks a lot,
We are
ma'am, for
one
all the
person,
learning.
Can I please have 2 minutes of yours? Ma'am,
Yes.
whatever you have taught, we have learned it, but how to practice these things in our daily life to remember all this? Because after like 1 month, we will forget which steps to use. Like, so in what way we can improve this? Like,
By ma'am
which
doing the research only, by collecting the data, you need to perform all these things. So that
these
way it would be.
exercises, where like these type of exercises, can we do it? Can we find somewhere wherein by reading these questions we will analyze like which test to be used, like that way we will have some revision like this. What you have done today was like we understood exactly which test to be used where, but if we leave this matter, because we'll be busy working for our jobs, everything, so we'll forget all this again. So what will be the best way to remember these things?
Only ma'am research can help us out. You need to have the data sets. You can ask your students to collect the data, give it to
Okay.
you. You can guide them. You can use their data sets and you can perform. You can make your own objectives. That way, I think you will learn. And I think it is not a learning, but we'll enhance our learning. Everyone is very capable here. I know that every people, those who are attending this workshop, they already have the acumen of research and the analysis. But somewhere might be possible. Some people are lagging somewhere, or maybe I am knowing how to apply analysis using Excel, so that I'm sharing with all of you. But I am 101% sure you are knowing this thing. For the practice purpose, as I suggest, you can ask your students to collect the data, or you can make your own data sets. Any random variable values you can take, and that way you can means whatever is coming in your mind. That why I can't take these two variables. So for those variables, you can make your own sample, create your own objectives, create your own hypothesis, and then apply these different tests. So that way, I think your learning would be strong.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Also,
Ma'am,
ma'am, the YouTube lectures will be there, ma'am, on the RFI YouTube channel, ma'am.
Yeah, it is there, and also there is my channel available, YouTube channel, Dr. Chanchal Jain.
Okay, ma'am.
Although Excel videos I have not uploaded, I have a video on R programming and SPSS. But
Okay,
soon
ma'am.
I'm going to upload these videos also there. So that way, if you want to see your these things there, you can also see there. Otherwise, YouTube links are already available on the website of the RFI. So that
Yes, ma'am.
also will help you out.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Ma'am.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You were telling like formula what we can apply to find p-value for correlation to understand